Nuclear energy comes from splitting atoms in a reactor to heat water into steam, turn a turbine, and generate electricity. Compared to other forms of renewable energy, nuclear energy is considered beneficial because of its smaller land footprint and the amount of waste it produces. Among all the developing nations, India is the only one to have generated electricity using indigenously developed, demonstrated, and deployed nuclear reactors. India ranks third in terms of electricity production worldwide. Nuclear energy is the fifth largest source of electricity for India. Potential of nuclear energy in India. India stands at 7th position in terms of the number of nuclear reactors, with over 22 nuclear reactors in 7 power plants across the country, which produces 6,780 megawatt of nuclear power. With an aim to increase its atomic power contribution from 3.2% to 5% by 2031, the expansion of nuclear power capacity will help in the country's energy transition to meet the goal of a net zero economy. Nuclear energy resources in India. In terms of nuclear energy sources, India possesses a small uranium resource but a sizable thorium resource. Both uranium and thorium have unique properties that govern their use in nuclear reactors. However, unlike uranium, thorium cannot be used as nuclear fuel in a reactor on its own. India faces challenges in meeting its growing energy demand due to import dependency and inconsistent energy sector reforms. BP's energy outlook predicts a 156% rise in India's energy consumption from 2017 to 2040. In 2022-23, India plans to import 100 tons of natural uranium with existing agreements in place with Canada, Kazakhstan, Russia and Uzbekistan for uranium purchases. Uranium deposits in India. The uranium ore mining and processing industry of the country began at Jaduguda in 1968. The first uranium deposit in India was found in 1951 at Jaduguda in the Singhbhum Trust-built Jharkhand. Operating mines: Jaduguda Mine, Bhatin Mine, Narwa Pahar Mine and Turamdihi Mine. Additionally, a number of uranium occurrences have been discovered in Andhra Pradesh, Kuddapa Basin. In the Mahadek Basin of Meghalaya, sandstone type uranium deposits like Domiaciat, Wangkhim and Mawsynram are found. Other areas in Rajasthan, Karnataka and Chhattisgarh hold promise for developing into some major deposits. Thorium deposits in India. India has reserves of thorium in sufficient quantities as compared to the other parts of the world. Monazite sands on India's east and west coast as well as in some area of Bihar contain thorium. On the Kerala coast, however, there is a much higher concentration of monazite sand. Monazite sand have been estimated to contain more than 15,200 tons of uranium. The main producing states Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Jharkhand, Bihar and Kerala. Nuclear power plants in India. The operation phase of a nuclear power plant is generally the longest phase of its life cycle. In India, there are 4 light water reactors and 19 pressurized heavy water reactors in total. The first largest indigenous 700 megawatt Kakrapar nuclear power plant Unit 3 in Gujarat began operations at full capacity. The country is planning to construct 12 new nuclear powered reactors by 2024. Reactors under IAEA safeguards. India's 14 nuclear reactors are under IAEA safeguard due to their use of imported fuel. In 2014, India placed its reaction under IAEA safeguards, granting the international nuclear watchdog access and showcasing its peaceful nuclear energy intent. India's three-stage nuclear power program. India's three-stage nuclear power program was formulated by Dr. Homi Bhabha in the 1950s to secure the country's long-term energy independence through the use of uranium and thorium reserves found in the monazite sands of the coastal region of South India. India is currently in the second stage of its ambitious nuclear program. The program's ultimate goal is to make it possible for India to use its thorium reserves to meet the nation's energy needs. Additionally, Niti Aayog proposed that the government concentrate on establishing small modular reactors with private investment to address India's energy requirements and replace aging thermal power plants. Stage 1: Natural uranium fueled pressurized heavy water reactors. In the first stage, natural uranium was used as fuel for pressurized heavy water reactors which also produce plutonium-239 as a byproduct while generating electricity. The second stage would also utilize the byproduct plutonium-293. The main reasons for selecting PLWRs for the first stage of Indian nuclear power program in the 1960s were the use of natural uranium oxide as the fuel, the best utilization of mined uranium in energy production, the prospect of establishing a completely self-sufficient technology. Stage 2. Fast breeder reactors utilizing plutonium-based fuel. The second stage involves using plutonium-239 to produce mixed oxide fuel which would be used in fast breeder reactors. Furthermore, thorium will be used in the reactor to create uranium-233 once there is a sufficient stockpile of plutonium-239. The uranium is essential for the third stage. Stage 3. Advanced nuclear power systems for utilization of thorium. The primary goal of Stage 3 is to achieve a long-term nuclear fuel cell. The advanced nuclear system would combine thorium and uranium-233, so using a thermal breeder reactor, India's abundant thorium would be utilized. This stage is currently in the research phase. Institution of Nuclear Energy in India. Important energy policy organization of the Government of India such as Niti Aayog and the Central Electricity Authority have renewed their focus on nuclear power to assist India in achieving its goal for the clean energy transition. Atomic Energy Commission. The Atomic Energy Commission of India is governing body of the Department of Atomic Energy. The Department of Atomic Energy is under the direct charge of the Prime Minister. The functions of the Atomic Energy Commission are to organize research in atomic science in the country, train atomic scientists in the country, and promote nuclear research in the Commission's own laboratories in India. Atomic Energy Regulatory Board. It was formed in 1983 and comes under the Atomic Energy Commission. It oversees nuclear safety regulation and their implementation. Nuclear Power Corporation of India (NPCIL). NPCIL is the owner and operator of every nuclear power plant in India except for the prototype fast breeder reactor. It is responsible for the design, construction, commissioning and operation of nuclear power reactors. Bhabha Atomic Research Center. It operates under the Department of Atomic Energy and its core mandate is to sustain peaceful application of nuclear energy. It oversees every aspect of nuclear power production. Advantages of nuclear energy in India. India's growing energy demand necessitates optimal utilization of all energy sources, with nuclear power showing significant potential for sustainable long-term energy security. Energy security. India's nuclear power could provide a reliable solution to the country's power demand in contrast to wind and solar, which are not available around the clock. Reduction in greenhouse gas. Nuclear power plants produce no significant levels of greenhouse gases or pollutants. This could reduce India's contribution to global greenhouse gases, which currently stands at 6.55%, with the energy sector accounting for slightly more than two-thirds of it. Sustainable future. With an aim to increase its atomic power contribution from 3.2% to 5% by 2031, this surge in the nuclear energy contribution in India will help the country lead towards a more sustainable and economic future. Weather independent power. Renewable energy such as solar and wind power face limitation tied to weather conditions and land needs. In comparison, nuclear energy offers consistent weather independent power with a smaller land footprint. Disadvantages of nuclear energy in India. The following are the limitations of nuclear energy. Limited participation of the private sector. India permits private involvement in nuclear plant technology and construction, but operations and fuel management remain under public sector control. Nuclear liabilities issues. India's Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act 2010 remains an item on the agenda, which was brought in addition to the International Convention on Supplementary Compensation. Is considered excessive by foreign companies, which could be liable to pay hundreds of millions of dollars in the event of a nuclear accident. As a result, despite signing civil nuclear deals with several countries, including the US, France and Japan, the only foreign presence in India is that of Russia in Kudankulam projects that predate the law. Challenges for Atomic Energy Regulatory Board. The Atomic Energy Regulatory Board faces multiple challenges in regulating dispersed nuclear and radiation facilities, meeting modern safety expectations and ensuring security for a large number of radioactive sources. Uranium scarcity and import dependency. India's uranium scarcity necessitates regular imports, causing fuel supply uncertainties and placing the country's energy interest in the hands of foreign suppliers.